You and your sisters and were all little. One of my friends in the National Guard died. He had cancer of the tongue, and they had cut his tongue out, and he died.
And he lived there in Pacifica up on the hill that
Yeah.
washed down.
I'm trying to think what his last name was.
I don't remember.
He had some kids. They probably went to.
They knew that Kathy and them knew the kid.
Anyhow, he was in an undertaking place. I don't know where it was at. But anyhow, we was down at the beer joint across from the cemetery,
An Irish pub.
the Irish pub.
In Pacifica?
No,
No.
by the cemetery in Daly City.
Oh.
And
Coleman.
we were giving him a send-off, and I don't know what all transpired, but they decided that he should be there. So they got together and they went to the funeral parlor and got him and brought him over in the beer joint and sat him on the corner.
Oh, Jesus.
Gallagher. Gallagher was
yeah.
his last name.
Dennis was his
Yeah,
name?
Dennis.
Dennis Gallagher.
Nobody at the funeral home stopped him?
Well, it was at night.
Well, so
Oh.
how did they get in there?
In those days they didn't
I
have.
guess they didn't lock it up because he was on a dead body and they ain't got to tell him out.
They took him back there and then nobody ever knew he was gone again. That sounds like one of those homemade recipes. Guy sits out on the wings, he's got a wash machine engine in it. But anyhow, and then afterwards we went back. The next day, I guess it was the funeral. Huh?
Yeah, and that's the day Deborah says, I never saw my daddy drunk till that day. And he comes home and he's walking up the sidewalk and he's walking like this. She said, what is wrong with Dad?
How old was he?
Well, he was in the National Guard. We were living at Galvez.
I know, but I must not have been there.
Well, yeah,
You were somewhere.
I was unaware. I was just unaware of things like that.
You probably down at the creek doing something you weren't supposed to be doing. But she was sitting in the living room and she said, what is wrong with Dad? Here he comes and he's walking, he's raising his legs up and walking crazy. I said, well, he had a little bit too much to drink. He went to a funeral.
Irish funeral.
Oh my God.
Dennis Gallagher, that was his name. He worked for the National Guard, and I believe he had two sons, but
Kathy knew one of them. I think she went to school with one of them.
So tell your grandkids how you and Mom met.
we met in the beer joint.
No, in the Joker Club.
Joker
Don't
Club.
say beer joint.
We met in the Joker
I
Club.
was playing the pinball machine with Ann McCoo. And Bob came in, and they knew him because he was working at the gas station across from the Joker Club.
Mm-hmm.
And they called him over. He came over to see what we were doing. He was talking to Ann, and she introduced us, and that's how we met. But I was on my way to a
Christmas party.
New Year's Eve party down
yeah,
at the
yeah.
Fisherman's Wharf that my company was giving.
Hmm.
And I was all dressed up with a little pretty white brocade dress on that
Ooh, she was pretty.
Dot had made, Dot Holiday, Frank's daughter, had made for me while we were here at Christmas.
So what was your line?
Nothing at that point.
What was your what hooked you? What hooked her? You had no line. You just asked her out.
Our first date, we went to a wrestling match at the Cow Palace.
And I hated wrestling. Yes, I hated it.
Did you tell him you hated it?
No.
Uh,
And I didn't tell him if that was the first date that I had with my ex-husband either. That's why I hated it, I think.
what?
The first date I had with Mac, my ex-husband,
Oh.
was with to the wrestling match in Jackson.
Oh. How ironic is that?
Ain't that the truth?
Huh.
But anyway, then after that, I don't know, he just asked me for another date or something, and it went from there.
And then along came Deborah.
Well, not right away.
Well,
We didn't get married till August. My divorce was not final until August the 3rd. And we got married on the 10th of August. And Deborah was born the next June.
so you knew each other how long before you even got married?
From January till August.
So wait, let me rephrase that question. You're under interrogation here.
Well, I may not interrogate myself.
So, when was it that you decided you were going to get married? Was it like...
I don't know that I don't know. He never asked me. I just assumed.
Well, he had to have asked you.
No, he
You just
didn't.
went along?
I think I told her one night, I think we ought to get married.
He says, we're going to get married. And I said, we are. This was just before we got married. And he called his mother up and told her, and she made the arrangements.
Yeah,
Oh.
we got married
And she and Carl,
we
her
got
boyfriend,
married in the church there in Redwood City.
Oh.
that little church on Millfield. I have it on my marriage license. And
I guess it's still there. I don't know.
Do you know what? Staffaroni's wife told me she used to go to that church.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we had our 50th anniversary,
yeah.
she was there, and they were passing our marriage license around. And she says, I used to go to that church. And I said, you're kidding. She said, no. And I said, well, I never went there, but Bob's mother is the one that made the arrangements, and we got married on Friday night.
Yeah.
And Carl, her boyfriend, was our witness. She and Carl were our witnesses.
Carl, what happened to Carl?
And he finally passed away, but it was after they broke up.
I just assumed she'd always been without.
No, she was going with Carl, and Carl was nice. I like Carl. He was a good guy. But he had a lot of kids, but they were all living with their mother. And they were big kids, not little, you know. But then she started going with Buzz, the one-eyed guy that owned the cleaners or something right next to
Something I don't know.
right there in a little strip mall that was next to a roasted chicken place.
Hmm.
And she went with him, and then she was working on Main Street at a bar on Main Street as a waitress, and that's where she met out. And that's, I don't know what that attraction was. I never figured that out, but wasn't for me
God,
to
me
say.
either. I don't.
Wasn't for me to say.
Mhm.
But anyway, they got married about the time in October, I guess, just before you were born. October or early November before you were born.
Oh, well, so since I've been alive, she'd always been with them.
Yeah,
That's why
that's right.
I thought that.
Right.
He was something, that guy.
He was different.
Yeah, damn sure he was.
I won't say something, but he was different.
Huh.
He sure was.